Did you meet Taiichi Ohno?
Yeah, I met the one-to-one, yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Really?
just two of us for 3 hours, maybe more. And the second time, we walked around together because I was curious and I could kind of feel it because he's very insightful about organizational part of the equation, not just the technical. What the organizational means, people's psychology and how they respond to the need. And each company, Japan and the US has its own culture and values. So in this case, that was Toyota Jidoshoki, looming, whatever
Yeah,
the
yeah.
yeah. So he was there. So we walked together. And one incident is like a Koan incident, but there was a case of the pallet and the parts sitting there. I don't know what the part was, but it was not according to the Kanban rule.
Okay.
And I thought, this is going to be something. And he, there's a story of throwing out the wrench and throwing out of the window. And this one is one of those picking up the parts and then breaking it down. And I knew that can happen, and it did happen. So that's like a Zen approach of influencing people. And the way he explained later, because that's part of my reason of me working with him at the show floor, and that's what I wanted to get the feel of how the people react. So he told me, I won't forget it. There are lots of subtleties, but that's interesting. That when I do that, he said, if I'm him, when I do that, I knew the supervisor would be reprimanded. But there are other people listening to this, shop floor people. They may feel that they are part of the responsibility to make
Okay.
that situation happen. So embarrassment of the team leader, whoever, is also a responsibility of the people who would practice what is standardized work or something like that. So that one example, and there are others. So we did have something like that. And that approach, you can do it in Japan, but may not be able to be done outside of the country. But after the war, and when he was going through with the pressure and the initiative and the challenge, I think it's important is also he was a chairperson of the suggestion program. And I knew that's very important because that's an indicator of how people are involved or not. So he has this organizational sense, intuitive sense of how the organization can be just in time connected to each
Yeah.
other to find what's important and how to have a discipline and working together. So you cannot just replicate what he did at your company. In my case as a consultant, I did, for example, I don't know why I was thinking about this. Anyway, this is a company called Borgona, and I visited for maybe 6 years, and then Midwest in Indiana. Muncie is the name of the place, 1 mile long and huge transmission. And then I have a video, and I had it the case that I took, which is I was cleaning up the bathroom or try to see what's going on in the bathroom.
Okay.
And it's mess and the graffiti and so forth.
Okay.
So what do I do? That's to represent the level of what need to be done. And then there was a lady who is the cleanup person, and she told me, "Why don't you come here?" And she pulled me into the women's bathroom. It's much worse. So what I came up with, for example, is the chalkboard and have it up on the wall. So if you want to have a complaint, please write it down. So the story is such that because I put some emphasis on it, and when I came the next visit or whenever, they gave me this toilet bowl cleaner.
Yeah.
And so that you clean, and then there's a label which says something about the award for my contribution for the housekeeping at the.
Okay. Okay. You're Kaizen.
Actually, you know what? There's a video, new manufacturing challenge. I don't know if you have seen it, but I put it on the YouTube. If you check the new manufacturing challenge, I was not, I was busy and I let someone else do the job. But there's a 10 segment, 10 sessions. And one of them, maybe this is about the housekeeping or suggestion, I don't know. There's a story of this discussion of this toilet bowl cleaner and me talking with this, whatever the situation that happened. So if you remember, take a look at on the YouTube, check a new manufacturing challenge.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it's not organized session 1, 2, 3, but it's kind of, but there are 3 hours and a half. But you can figure out there are 10 sections, and you can think about, you can find perhaps that story and among other things that may be of your help.
Oh yeah, I will search this video.